Hi everyone, here is your first screencast for the week. I am going to show you how to use the Excel spreadsheet and why it's so important that we use it regularly. First, I'm going to go to my Start menu. I've already opened and saved the spreadsheet on my hard drive, so wherever you've put it, it's probably somewhere under Documents. Now open mine. Where it's saved in my treat file. In my treat file, I have a lot of things that are a little disorganized for now, but our weekly assignment sheets are in this file, and here is the Word document that I sent you this week. We're going to be working on this Excel spreadsheet, assignment tracker for treat students. So I'm going to go ahead and open that, and this is what you're going to see. This is your personal document now. You're going to be using this spreadsheet to keep track of your own work. And the assignment checklist is on one of the worksheets, and next door is one for your hours. So we'll be looking at both of these. First thing you should do is go up and put your name in. So you can do that. You can get into this cell, like a prison cell, or and it's CELL. Oh, you can do that two ways. You can come up to kind of the address bar here and see, because I've clicked here, it has this cell and the word that is written in this cell right up here. So anything I type up here will go into that cell down below. So I can enter my name up here and it will appear in the cell below. Another option is I can click on that cell, and depending on where you are, sometimes you have to double click, but you can get into that cell easily and do the same thing. So I've typed in my name. This document belongs to me, and you're going to be sharing it back and forth with me so that I can see what you've done. Week 1, our treat class homework assignments. Here's a list of them. Hopefully they look familiar. And as you go across, you'll be able to see not only a list of all the assignments you completed, like creating a Gmail account on Google. Some of them we did in class, some of them I sent home with you and you completed on your own. But you'll be able to also see a list of programs used, which by the end of class will be a pretty complete list. So it's nice to be able to see everything you've worked on and everything you've learned. So if you created a Gmail account on Google in class with us, then you can put an X there. If you collaborated on Google Documents, which you did if you were in class last week, we'll put an X there. If you completed one unit of USA Learns, if you haven't done that yet, I would like you to go ahead and complete the unit that we started for week 1. When you finish, you can put an X there. If you wrote your personal profile for Google Docs and sent that to me, you can go ahead and mark that one off your list. If you haven't done it, I would like you to complete that as well. And if you've gotten this far, that means that you've opened at least one link in an email, and this is the second screencast I've sent that way, so you can mark that off. So you've completed all of these assignments during week 1, and you've used all of these programs to complete those. For week 2, you can see our list gets a little bigger. I told you I was starting you off a little easier last week. So we have complete one unit of USA Learns. We have a pretty broken down list, opening an email attachment. That's how you got to this specific document. So I think you've done that. Correct and edit your profile. I'm going to read your profiles and send them back to you. You'll see that that's number 5 on your weekly assignment list this week. When I send you back the corrections, I'd like you to work on those, edit them, make the corrections, and then send them back to me again so we can work on those together. share a Google document for collaboration, you're going to do that this week with your personal goals paragraph. You're going to share that with me on a Google document. So actually, these two go together. Now, log your hours in an Excel worksheet. That's what we're going to work on here. And there's a few other things that you can check your assignment list for. I'm going to send you a screencast for them if needed. And if you have any problems with them, as always, send me an email. So that's the basics of how you're going to use the assignment tracker. But I do want you to notice that attached to this is the always important total hours that you've worked. I need to keep close track of how many hours each student is working. Again, it's part of our grant. It's part of the funding for this program. And to allow it to continue, we have to know how many hours you're spending and how that relates to how much English you've learned. So here you see a 0. It's because there's a formula there. It's waiting for me to fill in some numbers, and then it's going to tell me exactly how many hours you say that you have spent on all of this work in week 1. So when I clicked on this cell, just like we saw before, right up here in this formula bar, you can see there is a formula put in there. And you're going to see a little bit more about how that works on the next page. Eventually, I can very easily show you how to set these things up, and we'll do a few simple things. But first, I want you to just kind of see how it works by using what's available yourself in Excel. It's great for keeping track of numbers and data and information. So after we make a few X's on here and check some things off, sorry, I jumped around there. We'll be ready to switch worksheets, and those are down here. You can have many, many worksheets. We have 2. So we're going to switch from the assignment checklist to the hours log. So I just need to click to flip that over. And here we are on the hours log. I'm going to go ahead and color this blue because I think it might look better. And there we go. Maybe that's easier to see. So let me change this. Maybe I'll tell you what I'm doing. So I'm catching myself with mistakes. I just copied and pasted some of this. So I clicked on this box, and I see that when I copied week 1 hours, I pasted it here, but I didn't change it to week 2. But if I click on this cell, I know that the text is up here in the formula bar. So I click there, delete the 1, add a 2, and hit enter, and it's changed down below, and that's just what I wanted. So there's a formula here. It's waiting for us to put numbers into the cells that are connected to it. So let's go ahead and look at some examples. My hope is that you used your hours log that was on the back of our assignment sheet for week 1, and that you have kept track of the hours you've worked on USA Learns and Gmail and your personal profile, so that you have a really good estimate of how much time it took you to do the work that I'll be able to see from week 1. So those are the numbers that you would enter into these boxes under USA Learns. So if you worked on it 6 different times, then you may have 6 different numbers, and you can just enter those numbers separately, and we're going to let this document add up those hours for us. That's what spreadsheets do. And same for Gmail. So let's go under USA Learns, and let's say that the first time I opened USA Learns, let's say that I worked a half hour. So in the first cell, I'm going to put 0.5. I worked 1/2 of an hour. So if 1 equals 1 hour, then 0.5 equals 1/2 hour. And then the next time I worked 1 hour. And the next time I worked 2 hours. And after that, it only took me 15 minutes to finish up. So I'm going to put in half of 0.5. That's 0.25. So how much time did I spend altogether on USA Learns in week 1? These are all the numbers I wrote down in the 4 different times that I used USA Learns. So USA Learns for the week, I spent a total of 3.75 hours. Oops, I forgot that I also did it a little bit on Wednesday night. So let me go back in and add that half hour. And oh, now it's changed it, 4.25. So I spent almost 5 hours on USA Learns. Gmail, well, it took me 20 minutes maybe, so I'll round it to 15 to create my Gmail. I sent a question to Andy, but that really didn't take very long. So to read and write that, I'm going to say maybe that was 0.10 hours. And what else did I do? Not very much. So it says I only spent 0.35 hours on Gmail. That's all right. Personal profile, let's say that took me a little while. How about 45 minutes? So that's going to be 1/2 of an hour plus half of that. So 30 minutes and 15 minutes. So that's going to mean I spent 75% of an hour, 45 minutes, writing my personal profile. And then later I sat down and I worked on it for a half an hour. And a few days later, I spent 1 hour finishing it up. So altogether, the spreadsheet's telling me I spent 2.25 hours on my personal profile. And how much time does all of that add up to? The spreadsheet has already been programmed to add this cell, and this cell, and tell me the total here. So the total hours I spent on treat work for the first week was 6.85 hours. And do you remember on the previous page, on the previous worksheet, I should say, there was a formula that was waiting for us to fill in some numbers? Remember, 6.85 is our total hours for week 1. So let's go back to our assignment checklist and take a look at the total hours for week 1. If we go across, we'll see there's our value, 6.85. Sorry, jumping around on you again. 6.85. So that formula will be set up for each week, and I'm hoping this turns out to be a quick and easy way for you to keep track of your progress, all the assignments you've completed, the programs you're becoming familiar with, and I really hope that the same is true for it being a quick and easy way for you to keep track of hours, because that will help me greatly. This is one of the most important things that I need from you as students, is to closely track your hours for me. So I'm going to finish this up, add some more assignments and formulas, and attach this out to all of you this week so that you can input all of your hours from week 1 and add your hours from week 2. And I'll send you another screencast very soon So keep an eye out for those in your Gmail accounts.